Hello, my name is Dr. Marci Littlefield, and today we're going to talk about socialization. Socialization is one of my favorite topics because it really helps us to understand who we are and the world in which we live in. As you can see, one of my pictures on here is a picture of part of apps that are on a phone. And understanding socialization is understanding how we understand how to do things, how our word is organized, and what that looks like. And socialization is, I think, one of the most important chapters to really understand in sociology, because when you understand socialization, you can really understand so much about yourself. Socialization and nurture is part of the concept of nature versus nurture. Are we who we are because of how we were born, or are who we are because of our parents? As you can see on this picture, a father is reading a book to his daughter. That is nurture. So part of which is a huge question for sociologists is nature or nurture. Does our genetic makeup determine who we will become? What happens when we're in the stomach? Or do other factors come into play, such as our parents or the way they care for us? That's a huge conversation for sociologists because we like to think that the social construct, that is the society in which you are born into, really defines and helps contribute to your development. But this is a true question. It's a question because there are a lot of resources and research that really discusses both. So that's a real question that we will come back to. This is a picture of the Harlow experiment. This is a monkey, and part of what he wanted to know is if you take a monkey out of his natural environment and you put a fake monkey with fur and milk, will the monkey believe that this inanimate object is really his mother? Well, in this particular part of the experiment, they did this with this monkey over a period of time, and during that time period, the monkey went to the inanimate object and got milk. Well, after a certain period of time, they took the monkey and they put the monkey with other monkeys. What they found is that the monkey was no longer able to be social with other monkeys because he had been he was used to an object. So part of that whole socialization process that would have happened if the monkey would have been with his mother did not happen because he was with this object. And what this whole experiment showed, and the monkey was not able to socialize with other monkeys, nor did he go to his mother. He wanted to go to the object. So what this experiment suggests is that socialization or nurture is a really important part of normal development. And when you don't have that normal development, that becomes extremely problematic. This is a chart which looks at the average vocabulary of children by age. At the very beginning, between 12 and 18 months, kids can't really talk. By 2 years, they have 500 words. 3 years, 1,000 words. By 5 years, they have 2,000 words. Well, Jeannie, the video that you did an assignment on was an example of how what the lack of social development did for her vocabulary and her ability to speak. And that was really problematic for her socialization because she was not able to be properly socialized because of how she was treated. So socialization, again, is a really important part of how we understand what to do and how to live in society. So part of that understanding has everything to do with the agents of socialization. These agents of socialization help us to understand how to act, how to behave. You don't automatically come out of the womb understanding these things. We learn them over time, and that's what socialization is. How do we learn that process of becoming who we are? This is a picture of kids on the playground. Well, the schools are a true agent of socialization. You learn how to understand how to act in school, what is acceptable behavior on the playground, what's acceptable behavior in the classroom. You learn all of those things while being in school. And school is an agent of socialization, as well as your peers. Your peers are also a part of that whole socialization process because they also help you to understand how to behave and how to act. So socialization is really is one aspect of just the whole socialization process. Another process is the media. The media is also an agent of socialization. The media helps us to understand how we see the world, how we understand the world, and it is a true agent of socialization because it helps us to process information, whether that information is true or not. This particular video looks at understanding fake news. The media, particularly social media, has come under a lot of fire, especially in the recent years because of this idea of fake news. News at one point was considered to be the truth. Now there is a lot of information which suggests that everything that we hear on TV is not true, that some of that information may be fake. So that's the context of fake news. So all of that is also a part of just this whole socialization process. There are other ways to think. So when we think about socialization and this whole context of what socialization means, it is a real understanding, again, of how do we understand our social world. Is nature more important than nurture? Which one is more important? Sociologists like to really look at both. We like to look at how does nature and how does nurture, how do they both affect who you are and who you will become? Thank you.